Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Shenanigang SMP. Now you might notice that my house is well, it's a little bit gone now, isn't it? Don't worry, it wasn't Pine who stole it. I decided to take it down myself. Now the plan for today is, as you can see, we have a little bit of a top layer right here. What I actually want to do is on the bottom layer right here, wrap the entire thing around with stone going all the way around, and then we're gonna build a custom village kind of on top of it. Well, let me quickly show you an example of what I mean. In the last episode, we worked on this awesome ancient ziggurat, and as you can see, it kind of has layers, I guess you could say, and that's kind of what I want to do again on a much smaller scale though. So I have some stone, and I want to quickly just show you what exactly I mean. So we're going to wrap the entire bottom here on the outside of this grass with some stone right here. We'll just use this as an example, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this up, I don't know actually, let's quickly just see. Yeah, something kind of like that, where I kind of can't see over it, but it still is big enough. And then what we're going to do is on this layer here, we are going to put some grass. So let me quickly finish the first layer really quick and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so the wall is finished. Well, not exactly. So what I plan on doing after I'm done with everything is doing some detailing with some like cobblestone, maybe some mossy cobblestone like I said. But for now, I built it up and I even added in the moss over here. So what I think I'm going to do is I might do a couple more layers potentially of the stone, and then I think we're gonna add in the houses at the very end. So let me quickly go ahead and do the second layer. Alrighty, so instead of doing a completely second layer like I said I was gonna do, that would look too much like the ziggurat, I think. So instead I decided to do a little bit of like making out plots, I guess you could say. So I actually decided against doing a second layer because then I thought that that would look too much like the ziggurat which we made in the last episode. So instead what I decided to do was make almost like plots, I guess you could say is the best way to describe it. So the idea basically is that all of these are going to be walls that houses will sit on top of, and they're not going to just be houses, they are going to be buildings. Like for example, this one over here, this is going to be like an archery tower, I guess, like a guard's tower to watch the back end, I guess you could say. This one is going to be like a mini tower, I guess you could say, like nothing too crazy. One of the main buildings will actually go here, so this is going to be kind of like, I guess, one of the royal owners, I guess you could say. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one right here, but what I really want to focus is actually making it look destroyed. So most of these places will actually remain hollow, so on the inside there's not going to be too much in here. And some of these, like in this one, I do actually want to make something in here, so we will actually be digging this in like so. But the main idea is actually just decorating the outside to make it look kind of old and run down and abandoned. Alrighty, so I like the way that this looks so far. Now it does look a little bit empty, and don't worry, we will be fixing that. So like I said, there are going to be buildings that go on top of some of these, except for this. So on this one here, and I might do something differently for this one, I'm not too sure, but what I want to do for this one is make this kind of like a almost like another like tower, I guess, where guards would patrol. So, you know, we can put like fences here or walls, whatever they're called, and then that way the guards can look over on each side, because this would be like, you know, one of the entrances. And I think that that's what we're gonna do. All right, so something that I think needs to be fixed kind of immediately is the kind of basic stone look. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is every time I start working on one of these, I'm gonna like make it look a little bit more kind of, I guess, run down, I guess, which is really weird. Usually I try and make things look as best as I can, and in this case it's actually kind of to make them look worse, which is I'm not very used to that. Alrighty, so I don't think that that is actually that bad. So just quickly wrapping around the entire building, I decided to use some of the wool here, the light gray wool, I think it's called. Yeah, light gray wool with some cobblestone, the mossy cobblestone over here, some smooth stone, and a combination actually on this side I have the cracked stone bricks right here, and then on the other side probably over here, yeah, I have some normal ones here. So I kind of mix in a little bit of the two. And the idea basically is that just it looks like over time it's not as kept up, I guess you could say, and some of the stones have started to change. So I'm very happy with it. So I think what I'm going to do is really quickly just do basically what I did over here but for the bottom over here. And then as far as the top for some of these go, I might not do them, but I might do them as well. So we'll see what we do. Alrighty, so I have finished decorating the sides of these things over here. So basically I used a combination of some normal stone bricks, some cobblestone, some cracked stone bricks, some mossy cobblestone, and some mossy stone brick to create this really nice effect that it looks like it's kind of cracking at the foundation. And yeah, I think it makes this really nice effect. And what I also really want to do is down here, I want to place some like bushes, some like leaves to make it seem like it's all like overgrowing down here. Yeah, that's kind of just like what I want to do. Now, on top of all these, you will see some markings of where the buildings are actually going to go. So what I think I'm going to do is make them mostly out of stone so I can kind of keep this kind of pattern going here. I'm thinking of doing, and then using this just as a little bit of like, I don't know, I guess some like, you know, color, I guess you could say. But that's kind of like what I'm going to do. So basically, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing right here and making some cool looking buildings. So I'm going to come back when I have some of these done. Alrighty, so this is what I have so far for the first building. So I kind of have little steps right here leading up to the front door over here with a little balcony over here. Now I decided to kind of make it seem like this was flowing seamlessly over through here and then keeping the stone wrapping around over here. I really do like it. Now obviously if we like this design, we're going to be replacing all of the stone with, you know, what we did over here, but I don't know if I love it or not. Oh, that actually doesn't look that bad, I don't think. Having it kind of wrap around the entire thing and even going like over here as well. Like, I think that works. Like, yeah, I actually really like that. Alrighty, so I did some decorating and this is what we have so far. So I basically added the rest of the trapdoors on the side and I added in the decoration with the blocks, and I think it looks honestly somewhat pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, I think it looks quite nice. I think the problem with me is that it looks too similar to the bottom down here, but I really want to do some like, you know, shrubbery, and also I do want to bone meal this area and get a lot of like the grass here, so hopefully it will look a little bit, you know, kind of run down. But honestly, yeah, I don't think that looks that bad. Okay, so I wanted to save the decorating of making everything look moss and overgrown for later. However, it was kind of really bothering me that it kind of just looked like a normal house, so I decided to not do that. So we decorated, or by we, I mean I decorated the house, and this is what we've gotten. So I basically placed a bunch of these vines down. I'm gonna let them grow, but what I also did was I did get some jungle leaves, because I feel like jungle leaves, when they're not in their like jungle environment, I guess, I think it makes it look even more kind of like overgrown, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes it feel more like a moss that would be, you know, kind of spreading violently more than just like a jungle leaf. So what I decided to do was kind of on the inside here, you can kind of see it's all going out in different directions, breaking all the glass and whatnot. Some of the glass here just kind of is broken just for the sake of it being broken, but a lot of it is kind of having the moss kind of stick out and, you know, poke out through. And then there's on some of these, I hope most of them, there is some vines going down here. Now I'm basically out of vines. I'm down to my last like 30 vines or something, so I'm going to need to get more, but I honestly think that this was really worth it because it does make it seem kind of overgrown and whatnot. Alrighty, so I finished both this building over here. I think that this looks quite nice. Honestly, this entire area is coming together, and I also finished the like kind of watchtower over there. Now this one was a little bit unique because on some of these over here, I can kind of just make it seem like it's poking through the glass. Like right here, I have it coming through up here. But with this one, it's unique because I started off with kind of like a 5x5 bottom box in the middle, going up to a 3x3 kind of tube in the middle, connecting it. So it's kind of an interesting shape here, but the idea basically is that it kind of starts spreading from the ground. Now I want to do a better job, maybe like I might go inside of this, but I need a little bit more leaves at the moment. But it's kind of like spreading on up, and it's kind of going inside. So in some cases you actually might be able to see that, yeah, it does go kind of inwards into the thing up here. But I think I figured out what it is that makes the jungle leaves look so perfect for this kind of viney moss look. If you look at it, vines and this piece, for example, a piece of leaf that doesn't have any moss on it, or a vine, look at it, it looks basically the same as normal, right? It just looks like there's an extra little layer of bushiness, and I think that's why it looks so perfect with this one, because technically they are from the same place, right? Like you get them from the jungle trees over there, which, yeah, I think this looks honestly really nice. So at this point I only have a couple more buildings, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly work on that small building over there, which I actually don't know what I want to make. I know I had a plan with that, and I kind of forgot it. And then I want to work on this building right here, which I think I'm just going to make kind of like its own standalone monument. So not something similar to that, but not like connected like in that house there. So this will be its like kind of own standalone place potentially. I don't actually know. And then I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of decorating here. I don't know how I want to do it, but I want this to kind of be like a bridge kind of thing, kind of connecting where the guard would go. So I might actually make that go into here potentially, like I might make a door here kind of thing. But yeah, and then the last building here, I have an idea, but we're gonna save that for last. So let me quickly go ahead and finish the rest of the buildings really quick. Alrighty, I am back. So I finished this building. I also added a little bit of kind of like a roof kind of thing over here. So I need to finish a little bit more decorations. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like right here, I'm gonna add some black concrete, or I'm gonna add like a door, and then behind it I'm gonna add some black concrete. That way it looks like there's like a door there, but it's not gonna actually lead anywhere. And then I might do something similar up here that, you know, there's like a trap door that when you open it, it just, you know, leads to a black concrete. That way, you know, I don't want to do any big detailing on the inside of this, but that way it looks like there's at least some kind of old functionality. Alrighty, so we have this last final building that I want to make. Now, one thing that I really want to do is I want to make it feel a little bit more like open, I guess. So part of that is going to mean I have to actually fix the floor over here, which I'm going to be doing, kind of making it seem like it's the rest of this. But what we want to do is I want to actually make a little shrine for the dragon egg. Now, I want the dragon egg to kind of remain here, kind of make it seem like it's been kind of forgotten about. But I want to make it kind of more open than like just a normal building kind of thing. So I don't think I'm going to be making walls. I don't think, like, it's going to basically be like a bigger version of that almost, right? So that's kind of like what I want to do. I also might add some leaves over here. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit weird having one normal building, so I might also just add some small leaf piles right there. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to do. Let me quickly go ahead and show you guys what I really mean. So I'm thinking something of this size. Now what I'm thinking is, like I said, we're not going to be building walls, so it'll kind of be something like this. So what we're going to do next is I think I'm going to work on the roof actually. Now I think the reason why I chose to focus on this building for this video is because all the other buildings kind of have a very basic shape, in that there's nothing really like this house is, yes, I made the roof a little bit interesting, but at the heart it's just a long rectangular building. This one, that's kind of a square one, somewhat of a square one, more rectangular, right, just tall, right, rectangular here. But this one, right, it's a little bit rectangular, but it also kind of goes in a little bit as well. And I want to figure out a fix for that. And I think I have an idea. And what I think my idea is going to be kind of do something like this. So making a platform here that will basically connect up to the actual like next layer here. So as you can see, we can keep going here, and then that way on this perspective, right, whenever we go up, it'll just hopefully, or maybe we actually don't do another layer like this. Maybe what we do is we do like a little stop like that. Oh, actually, if we create two platforms on all of the little edges here, if we take this middle bit and we wanted to hypothetically go up with the stairs again, right, starting from here, this would, oh, I actually made that stair look a little bit weird, but that would actually keep the entire thing going around, right? So now the entire middle bit would be here, and that could look quite interesting. But maybe we could do something else as well. So what if we did something like this instead, where on the outside we went a little bit something like that. Now the idea behind that is that this would keep going up over here, but then as we keep going up, right, then eventually we'll get to a point, right, where this will just keep going up, and then eventually it'll just connect back up. So we'll have this weird little section here, but I think it could look quite nice. Let me quickly try it. And as you can see, eventually it should connect up in the middle. It looks a little bit weird right now because this side, you know, and on this part it's a little bit straight and then up, but over here, if you look at it from this back side, it makes a lot more sense. Now I think this looks very, very nice. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fences right there on these, because I like the way that looks. And one thing that we definitely need to do, I think, is I'm going to probably make these a little bit thicker. That way from the outside, it actually looks like it's somewhat like, you know, stable and secure, which I think makes it look a lot nicer. Oh yeah, I like the way that those look. All right, so the floor has been replaced, and now we have to make a little shrine for the dragon egg. So I think I want this to kind of be the central block where the dragon egg will actually go. I think I want to go something like that, potentially, with stairs kind of flipped down each side. Cracked stone bricks there because I want to incorporate that somehow. And then here, kind of switching up, alternating between doing some of the cobbled one. I actually might do a third one there, actually, of moss. Do something kind of like that as a little side on the around the thing. And then right here, I want to go kind of as a mixture, kind of like what we've been doing with some of the variation between moss, stone brick, and the cobblestone. In the middle, I want to use this last remaining cobblestone little stair wall there. And then we're going to place a second chiseled stone brick right there to connect it all. So this is going to be the first time that I actually place down the dragon egg. I've always had it in my inventory, but for the first time, it is going to be placed, and we're going to be placing it for the first time right in the middle. Oh, yeah. So that's going to kind of be... So I'm going to off camera because I don't like doing this on camera, trying to keep you guys entertained. I'm going to be doing what I did with the moss, with the, you know, the wall, the leaves breaking through the walls and whatnot. I want to do that again, except I'm going to try and avoid this middle area because I wanted to make it seem like this has like almost like a power kind of deflecting the moss kind of thing. So the moss will be kind of affecting mostly around the outside. It will kind of go all the way around the top, but the inside in the middle here, I want to try and leave as much space as possible. So that's kind of what I want to do. Alrighty, so I am back and I have decorated the main area. And as you can see, I did leave this middle area kind of just like left alone kind of thing. So I need to make the stairs kind of right here. I'm going to quickly do that really quick. But yeah, I think that looks kind of nice. So it kind of looks like from here that, you know, it's trying to attack it kind of thing and like surround it, but it can't. So that's kind of like the goal, I guess. And I think I did a pretty decent job at making the outside seem bushy enough and, you know, all like taken over, but the inside still looks decently well. I might do one more strand going up from here. I think I might do that really quick, but otherwise I think I did a great job. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of the Shenanigang SMP. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, smashing that subscribe button, and maybe just sharing this video with your friends. That is the best way to support. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all in the next one.